Yo, what is going on, guys? It is the Ultimate Frozen Fan back here for another video. Today we have officially begins the Titaniversary celebration. It was 111 years ago today that the RMS Titanic set sail from, left for its main voyage from Southampton, England, bound to New York City, USA. But of course, on its maiden voyage, it sank to the bottom after hitting an iceberg. And that in itself is fascinating, but there's all kinds of friggin' media related to the Titanic. The most notable being James Cameron's 1997 movie, which is my third favorite movie of all time. Frozen's #1, Nightmare Before Christmas is #2, and Titanic's #3. And then there's also this video game released for the Wii. It's not based on the movie. It's just an original story based on the Titanic itself. And I thought it'd be fun to play it for the Titaniversary. So it's a fairly short game, and I've played it so many times I can friggin' pretty much speed run it, kind of in a sense. So so for the first live stream, this isn't a live stream. I'm gonna upload this later on the actual Titaniversary, as I call it. So friggin', we're gonna so there's 4 different endings, but we only have to play the game 2 times to get all 4 endings. So yeah, so without further ado, guys, we don't have a lot of time, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. First things first, I need to delete all my save files. This game, it doesn't matter if I friggin' delete all. It doesn't matter if I delete all my save files because they're just to get the multiple endings. But friggin', this isn't a game where it's like friggin' you need to like 100% it, and where you want to friggin' like hate to start over, you know, because it's like friggin' like, oh no, all that work and all that stuff I collected. It's like, nah, it's friggin' so yeah, so for this first playthrough, so how it works is the character that we're playing, Margaret Ashley, based on how we interact with people. So like if we're nice to people and go all the way to the end, and then based on the choice we make at the end of the game, will be the first 2 endings. But then if we're mean to people all the way and then make our choices, that's also going to affect the ending. So yeah, so this first one is going to be a nice run. We're going to be nice to everybody, even if they're mean to us.
Have you ever had the feeling, deep in the pit of your stomach, that something is horribly wrong, yet you cannot put your finger on exactly what it is? Should we pay any heed to these errant impulses in our modern world of motorcars and luxury liners? Why cling to a candle if you can have electric light?
April 10th, 1912, 8:45 a.m. So yeah, so...
I was newly wed to a gentleman of means. My ticket out of these rotten boroughs into an infant society where I could establish myself without fear of being judged by my past. And yet something tugged at me as we drove towards Southampton. A deep-seated urge to seek shelter, to be happy with my meager lot in life, rather than to forge ahead haplessly into the unknown. I banished these thoughts from my mind as best I could, willing myself to focus on the cradle of New York City, which awaited mine and Robert's arrival some 5,000 kilometers away. The sizable gulf would be traversed in nearly as much comfort as was available back at Ashley Manor. I was one of the lucky few afforded the opportunity to travel on the RMS Titanic. I was curiously uncertain about many things, but I knew without a doubt this would be a journey I wouldn't soon forget.
Oh, you got that right. This would be a journey no one would forget. I believe this game was also on the PC point-and-click adventure. It's called Hidden Mysteries of the Titanic: Secrets of the Fateful Voyage. So there's not much. It's not really like too much engaging gameplay and stuff. But
good morning, sir and madam. Welcome aboard the pride of the White Star Line RMS Titanic. May I have your boarding passes, please?
Of course. Here you are.
Ah, Mr. Ashley, an honor, sir. And madam?
Robert, don't you have my boarding pass?
No, I gave it to Montague. He was to give it to you.
Well, he didn't. At least, not that I remember.
Mr. Ashley, madam, perhaps you could step aside until you find madam's pass.
But can't you just let us on? My man may have boarded already.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm under strict orders.
Tutorial. During certain conversations, you will be asked to decide what Margaret says yes. Remember to choose wisely, as your choices will help determine the outcome of this journey. Press the 1-2 button to make your selection. Yeah, skip tutorial. I don't need tutorials. I know how to play this game. But, yeah, so, anyways, so graphics, you know, aren't going to be the best, and the gameplay is not going to be the most engaging. But, yeah, I believe this was ported over from the PC, so... It's funny how well PC games work on the Wii, ported over to the Wii, because it's such the simple like point-and-click function of the Wiimote. So, okay, so we're gonna be nice. So we're gonna click option 2.
Don't make a fuss, Robert. I'll find the pass. I'm sure I simply mislaid it.
That's my sweet cake.
Dick.
I'll wait here.
The husband's a dick.
Madam, I assure you, my intent was not to harm the boy.
Well, you weren't being friendly.
I do believe he picked my pocket.
I did no such thing.
I assure you, madam, he did. Mrs. Ashley?
Montague, do you have my boarding pass?
Margie?
Mother? What on earth are you doing here?
I came here looking for you, Margie, to beg you not to go to America.
Mother, we've discussed all this. I have a new life now, a husband.
Oh, yes. You mean the husband what made you renounce your own blood. How could I forget?
I thought I made myself clear to you last month. How can you show up here and embarrass me like this?
Embarrass you? I'm trying to save you. Please don't get on this blasted ship. Of a
Yeah, don't do it.
feeling.
She's right. Nice. So option 1.
We'll be back for a few weeks this winter. If you insist, we can discuss this further then. Right now, I have to find my boarding pass.
Fine. Ignore your own
Bitch.
mother.
If I may, madam, I have both of our boarding passes right here. Just a moment. They're gone. It was that boy. That boy stole them.
Where did he go?
Off towards baggage. I'm sorry, madam. Please don't tell Mr. Ashley.
Don't worry about it, Montague. I'll take care of it. Little boy, did you steal some papers from that man over there?
What? I never did nothing.
What's your name?
George.
George. That's a pleasant name. I don't want to hurt you, Georgie, I promise. Why don't you just give me the papers back and we'll leave it at that?
Get stuffed, lady.
Wait! Come back! Fiddlesticks! George, get out of that car this instant!
No, you can't make me.
I only want to speak to you properly. What if I gave you a present? Would you like that?
Got any cigarette cartons?
No, and even if I did, I wouldn't give them to a little boy. I'm convinced they're not good for you.
What I want cigarettes for? I want the little cards that come in the packages. I've got almost 50 already. I'm going for a full set.
Oh, well, I suppose I could look around for something
Alright,
like
so we
that.
gotta get Georgie his cards. So we go to baggage. So yeah, so we click on 2 things to connect them. And do things and then friggin'.
I believe that the crankcase looks...
Alright, and also you gotta find things to make things work and stuff, so. And there should be, here's the handle. There's the handle for the crank. In ways, this game reminds me a little bit of the Back to the Future game by Telltale. And of course, it wouldn't be a Wii game without motion controls. So we're going to want to make a cranking motion with the Wiimote. And then we're going to want to use the knife to cut this.
I can't do... I need to use... I can't...
Gotta click right on the rope or it doesn't work. And slash that rope. Oh! That
That worked like a charm. I'll just grab the cards out of the cartons before anyone notices the mess.
Alright, now it's a scavenger hunt, like one of those, like, I Spy books, remember, where there's a bunch of stuff littered and you have to find the stuff. So yeah, find 10 hidden collectible cards. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Oh, there it is. 10. Beautiful. Collectible cards.
10 should do the trick. George can't possibly have all of these. Here you are, George.
Oh, brilliant. I ain't got none of these yet.
Now can you return what you stole, please?
But I already told you. I ain't steal nothing. Old Luke dropped his papers. I was going to pick 'em up for him, and he rocked me on me head. I didn't even ask for it nor nothing.
Okay, well, even if the old bloke dropped the papers, you did still take them, didn't you, George?
What I want with a bunch of lousy papers? The other ones what took 'em.
The other one?
The other one there, the lady. I saw her pick up the papers while the old bloke was busy beating on me. He'll be sorry.
I think I can have a guess who the Ofa one is.
Oh no, the ship's about to leave. I gotta go find my brother.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
George.
lady.
We'll meet again on the ship.
Give me back my boarding pass, Mother.
Why, I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I know you took it. Give it back and go home.
What? Oh. Oh, well, I did find a boarding pass, come to think of it. Is it yours? Oh, dear me, I'm so
Sly
very
bitch, she
sorry.
pocketed
There
it.
you go.
I can't believe you, Mother. Give Montague back his as well.
Well, I only found one. If, as you say, there was a second pass, it must have blown away.
You had better be telling me the truth,
not.
Mother.
Oh dear, oh dear. I'd best pop off to the ticket office and purchase another pass. The ship's about to leave port.
Such a proper gentleman, when he's not boxing children's ears, that is. Well, I'll be going myself. Must take my medication. So long, Margie. Farewell. Have a good trip. I'll see you come winter.
Winter, yes.
Alright, let's get on Titanic.
Ah, thank you, madam. All appears to be in order, and good thing, too. It would have been a shame to miss out on such an historic
Oh, it's going to be
voyage.
historical,
Indeed.
right?
Stateroom 4B is just down the starboard hull from the entrance. Stateroom 12B is down the port hall.
Pardon me? Is that correct, Robert? We have separate cabins?
Well, yes, my dear. I thought it would be more comfortable for you.
Of course.
Noon, April 10th. And then, of course, 4 days later, April 14th, is when the Titanic actually sank. So, come April 14th, the second playthrough of this game will be uploaded to the channel. So, off we go. God, I love the Titanic. What a beautiful ship. It's such an amazing story. I wish I'd learned more about it in school. They barely covered the topic at all. Maybe like 2 pages in the history books and that was it. Bye-bye, everyone!
I must admit, this exceeds even my expectations.
It's a bit all right, all right.
Margaret, although I adore your colorful phrases, others might not be so understanding. Try and restrain yourself in mixed company.
Of course, Robert.
I fancy a bit of lunch. Care to dine at the Café Parisien?
I'm not hungry at the moment. I'd just like to spend some time settling in if it's all the same to you.
Not a problem. You know where I'll be if you need me.
Oops.
Ah, you've arrived. I ordered without you. I didn't think you were coming.
God.
That's quite all right. I'm not feeling well anyway. I've no appetite at all.
Perhaps you just need to get your sea legs. Might take a while. But do try and act yourself by this evening. We'll be dining with the captain.
Of course. Robert, why did we need to travel in separate cabins? We are married, after all.
Margaret, dear, you know I care for you, but travel by ship is cramped enough. I need my own space, as you need yours. And as we've only been married a few weeks, it might seem a little rushed.
We're traveling to the new world, Robert. You'd best stop putting your old world way of thinking behind you.
Salt, and I'll take that spoon. Kitchen. Is there anything else I need from here? I feel like there's something.
I'm in no mood for a proper lunch with Robert, but a boiled egg might hit the spot. Too bad reaching into that water would scald my entire arm.
Nope, we've got salt to make them rise. And we have a spoon to pull one out. There we go, we got a boiled egg. Not to eat, but to use for a task. I feel like there's a knife on this kitchen table, in this kitchen. I need to pick up. No, I guess not. Okay. Well, there has to be a knife because friggin' I need to use it to cut a piece of bamboo from the... Okay, where's that blasted knife? Oh, maybe it's not in here. Well, let's go to Margaret's statement.
Mom, I've just finished up here.
That's fine, Montague. By the way, about my mother.
A most intriguing woman, Mom. She had a good many things to say about her only daughter.
I'm sure she did. She can be a terrible bore. But I do miss her sometimes.
Ma'am, forgive me for speaking out of turn, but I thought she was a refreshing and delightful woman whose heart was clearly broken, if you'll excuse me.
Okay, here's the tweezers that I need for this.
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten about this false bottom. I can't for the life of me remember what I stored
Scissors.
there. Ah, scissors. Yes, well, I suppose I had some good reason to hide them at the time.
What, did you think your husband was going to stab you with them? Wouldn't put it past him. Oops. Now I'll use these scissors to cut a piece of bamboo. Go back to my room. I know it seems like I'm getting through this fairly quick and that it's very easy, but mind you, this is after years and years and hours of play because friggin' there were times where I was wandering so lost about this game, trying to figure out what to do and how to do the puzzles and stuff, so... There we go. And I can take the bird now. Put him here. Oops.
No.
And lo and behold, secret entrance.
What have we here? A secret passage? I'm an inquisitive kind of girl. Let's see where this leads.
5 minutes later.
No, this won't do at all. You're not meant to be here.
What? Where exactly is here?
Greater minds than ours spent their entire lives asking that question, succeeding only in mucking things up further. What's your name, young lady?
I'm Margaret Ashley, and what I meant was, what is this room? Why is it here? And who are you?
I'm Dean Tavaloris, and you've entered my private sanctum, one that I designed into the plans from this ship's very inception.
You designed this ship?
Well, not exactly. I was employed as an assistant shipwright. I was placed in charge of all the less glamorous aspects of shipbuilding. Plumbing, cargo holds, engines, that kind of thing.
Ah, so you slipped in a little private stateroom for yourself, and now you're a stowaway on your own ship. Is that it?
Clearly you do not grasp the importance of Titanic. All great men shall at some point call her home. Businessmen, world leaders, heroes, artists. Decisions made aboard this ship will determine the course of the world as we know it. What I have built here is a network of halls between halls, that I may bear witness to history in the making. I silvered mirrors on several decks so that I can see out, but nobody can see in.
I was gonna say, damn it, I can't freaking remember.
So, you're going to spy on people for kicks?
No, absolutely not. Forgive me, madam, but I find that point of view rather naive.
To each his own, I suppose. I'll be leaving now.
Promise to keep my secret.
I don't want any trouble, Mr. Tavaloris. What you do is your own affair. I just need to get back. I'm having dinner with the captain this evening.
Most certainly. Oh, but you cannot leave the way you came in, I'm afraid. One-way door.
I should have guessed as much. So how do I get out of here?
Down the second hallway. There's another mirrored door which opens into the first-class parlor. Just try not to be seen leaving, or we'll both end up in the stockade.
Right.
I'll have to look up later, see who does his voice.
I think I see some matches under there. If I'm going to be walking around in these tunnels, I'll need a lot of
but yeah, I have to look up later who does his voice. Sounds familiar. I want to say Jim Cummings, but that, I don't know, that might be wrong, but I don't know, but yeah. His voice does sound very, very familiar. And in case you're wondering, yes, 90% of the time we are going to need to have to find 10 of something. Sometimes it's 5, but most of the time it's 10. So yeah, so if you're wondering, like, is it always going to be 10? Yes, it is always going to be 10, I'm afraid. There it is. It's hiding in front of the wrench.
That should do it. If I end up needing more than this, that will mean I've really lost my way.
Mazes are fun. I like mazes.
That must be the door Mr. Tavaloris was talking about. There are some people standing on the other side, so I can't use it. I could probably make out what they're saying to each other if I tried. Maybe if I put my ear against the mirror.
But of course, it never came to pass because the... What was that? Did you see that?
See what?
I swear I saw some motion behind that mirror.
I think you need to stop staring at yourself quite so much, my dear man.
That man could see me when I got close to the mirror. I'd best not try that again. That opened the valve. I recognize this crate from the dock. It's got a lock on it. But randomly guessing at the combination would be fruitless. I need to use... That isn't it. I need to use that in a different... I can't do that. I need to use that.
Windows there.
I closed. That.
Windows there. Pipe puzzle. This one here. This one here. And this one here.
I closed the bed. That opened the valve. I've routed the steam into the next room. That opened the valve. The steam fogged up the mirror. Maybe now I can get close enough to listen to their conversation without
do
being
it.
spotted.
It's a priceless mummy of the pharaoh Menkaure Ray. That's why it's secured with a combination lock. I used my birth date as the combination. The month, the day, and finally the year.
That's probably not a smart thing to tell me. I'm psychic, you know. I could easily guess your birthday.
I don't see how that matters. If you're truly psychic, you'd know the combination regardless of whether it was my birthday.
March 21st.
Not even close.
Right. But the month's got an A in it. Or an E.
Actually, no. Forgive me for saying so, but you're not very good at what you do. I will tell you that if you take the number of letters in the month times itself, you'll get the day.
Tut tut. Say no more. I have it sussed. So, what year were you born?
That's an impertinent question to ask a lady. Nevertheless, my lack of confidence in your ability is such that I would gladly part with that information. I was born in 1867.
Okay.
Now that I have a little more information, let's see if I can decipher the combination to this
So
lock.
there's no A or E in the month, so that would be July. So it's 7. Then you multiply the number of letters in July by itself, and you'll get the day. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 letters in July, so 4 times 4 is 16, so 1, 6. And then the year, 1860. Did she say 7 or 4? Let's try again.
Okay, let me concentrate.
And you...
Okay, 67. So it's 7/16/1967. 7, 1, 6, 1867. Well, maybe I need to put a 0. 0, 7, 1, 6, 1867. July 460. Maybe it's just 7/16/67. There we go. There was no 18.
A sarcophagus. It looks thousands of years old. I think I'll hang on to the shroud that was covering it. That closed the valve. That opened...
Okay.
And you...
Wait, I want to erase it.
Okay, let me concentrate. No A or E in the month. The number of letters in the month times itself gives you the day. Ah, born in 67. Definitely spinster territory. Not that it matters. I mean, you're definitely a Libra. Or maybe a Sagittarius.
And you do this
It's
for
a
a living,
terrible
do you?
psychic.
I closed the vent. I've routed the steam into the next room. That set off an alarm. I'd best make myself scarce.
Excuse me for interrupting.
Oh, not at all.
It's just that the heat sensor in hold number 4 went off, and the captain thought you should be alerted.
Hold number 4. Menkaure Ray is in hold number 4.
Ha! It is as I predicted.
Pardon me?
I've got to be sure it's okay. Excuse me, both of you.
My, she left in a hurry.
Yes, sir, she did. Well, I'd best be getting back to my duties.
And I shall retire to my room. All this crying has me knackered.
At last. I'd better sneak out while I can.
1:30 p.m. So I think there's like 4 daytime sections and 6 nighttime sections, something like that. So yeah, we're not going to be here on the whole 4-day voyage. It's just going to be the first day, then it's going to be 4 days later, and then it's going to be...
Ah, Mrs. Ashley, I've found you. I witnessed an event below deck a short time ago which I thought would be of interest to you.
Pray tell.
Well, I was endeavouring to check in some of Mr. Ashley's valuables with the ship's purser when I chanced to see a middle-aged woman arguing with a steward. She was demanding to be allowed up to the first-class cabins, and the steward in question wasn't having any of it. He said he didn't know how she managed to come across a first-class boarding pass, but he was going to get to the bottom of it. And until such time, she was relegated to steerage.
That's very interesting, Montague, but I have more important things on my mind right now.
I understand, madam. I simply thought you'd be keen to know the lady in question was not a stranger to me.
Was it my mother?
It was.
She must have used your boarding pass.
That was the conclusion I came to as well, madam.
In any case, I need to find her and have a word. You said the steward escorted her back to steerage.
Yes. However, I'd imagine they would be no more inclined to let a young, upper-class woman down into steerage than they would allow your mother up here.
Then I'll simply have to find a way to sneak down.
Might I make a suggestion, madam?
By all means.
Just as your mother's disheveled appearance was enough to prevent her gaining access to first class in spite of her boarding pass, so would your appearance prevent you from gaining access to steerage. If you are insistent upon this course, which I must strongly advise you against, perhaps your passage would be facilitated by, at this one moment at least, being a little bit more like your mother?
Are you sure you don't mean more like myself?
I think you'll find either option will suffice. You may not have been born into high society, but to the casual observer, you avail yourself quite well. You must let your guard down and embrace your past, my dear girl.
Thanks, I think.
Not at all, if you'll excuse me.
Mrs. Ashley, I trust your day is going well.
As well as can be expected, thank you.
Oh, hello there.
Forgive me for being impertinent, but are you feeling all right? You seem a bit flustered.
I'm sorry. No need to burden you with my problems. I'm just a bit on edge. I'm the ship's curator, you see. Odette Duchamp.
It's lovely to meet you, Odette. I'm Margaret Ashley.
I know your name, Mrs. Ashley.
I don't recognize that game you're playing. Might I ask what it's called?
I haven't the slightest idea. That fool psychic Yannick said that if I wished to get a proper reading from him, I had to first separate his spirit deck into 2 separate chakric spheres. Spirit deck, indeed.
Did he tell you how?
Oh no, that would be too easy. He gave me this temporal oracle, which I might add looks exactly like a poorly made pocket watch, and said the hands would guide me. The fool.
If you find him so disagreeable, why do you care if he gives you a reading or not?
Oh, my dear, he's unimportant in the grand scheme, simply a blithering conduit for far greater power. But his pronouncements are bond. I wouldn't much like to share dinner with the man, but his words are invaluable.
If you say so.
Would you care to give it a try? I can't make head nor tails of it.
Yes.
Okay, it took me forever to figure out this game. Let's see if I can remember how to use the pocket watch as a guide where to place the cards. Okay. So, I think the way it worked was that the red hand tells me where to place the cards, and the hour hand tells me what card to place there. So this is an 8 card. Okay, now a 9. Yeah, okay, we're getting it. So I think it really doesn't matter which of these squares I place it into, just since the thing's pointing down, that just shows me where to place it, so. Okay, so 3 again. I don't see another 3 card, I only see 2. I only see 2s. Or 12? Let's see. queen would probably classify as a 12. Yeah, she would. Because the jack is because there's 10 suit cards, and then there's the jack, the king, and the queen. So the jack would be 11, the queen would be 12, and the king would be 13. Okay, yeah, we're getting it. 7. 7 goes up here. Doesn't matter where. 2 down here. Oops. 2 down. Damn it. 2 down. No. Oh, that's an ace, dumbass. An 11, that's a jack. And last number 2.
Let me take a quick look. You did it! Thank you so much. It seems so elementary in hindsight. I'd better go find Yannick, which won't be difficult. He calls himself a medium, but I'd say he's more of a large.
Anytime, Odette. Good luck.
Yeah, when I first played this, I just ended up skipping that puzzle. Because when you do a puzzle, if you select the life preserver right here, you could skip the puzzle or you can get a hint. So yeah, I had to look up exactly how it worked, so now I know how it works. But it took forever to figure out.
Odette left her tea cake behind. I'm sure she won't mind if I put it to good use. George, what are you doing up here?
I didn't do nothing, and you can't prove that I did.
I didn't say you did anything, George, but you aren't allowed up here. You should go back below deck before a steward sees you.
Oh no! Someone took me favorite book. Went right off with it. I ain't going nowhere till I get it back.
This is ridiculous. What was the book called?
It's one of the Charlie series, isn't it?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know Charlie? He's got some great ones. Charlie goes fishing, Charlie goes to the park.
Yes, I think I see what you're getting at. Let me see if I can find you a Charlie book.
I'll keep looking here till you find it.
Charlie goes aboard.
Is this the book, George?
Oi, that's it! I knew they had it!
Well, that's a happy ending then. So are you going to clean up this mess before you run off to read? Marvelous. Gets what he wants and off he goes. Guess I'll have to clean up.
Fit all the books back on the shelf. So yes, you gotta put the sideways books like this. Been a minute since I played this, so I don't remember the exact book order, but it won't. It shouldn't take too long to get. I just gotta. It was pretty close. You just saw there. Got it.
There, snug as a bug. Oops. A library card fell from one of the books. I'll hang
I'm
on
sure
to
there's
it for the
multiple
moment.
solutions to fit all those books in that bookshelf. So that's why it doesn't take too long to find a solution. If there was only one solution, then it would take forever. Get the powdered sugar with the library card. Put the powdered sugar on the buttons.
This should help me learn which buttons get pressed.
I need to find where the coat check card is. There's a card, or yeah, that for coat checking. So that, oh, I think it's at the elevator. Isn't it?
Where to, ma'am?
F deck, please.
Pardon me?
F deck.
I'm sorry, ma'am. F deck is for third-class passengers only.
Young man, I don't have time to argue. I need to get to F deck, and either you are going to take me, or I'll lower a rope over the side of this bleeding ship and climb down myself.
Begging your pardon, ma'am, but F deck is not the sort of place you want to be mucking about in. If your husband were to find out I allowed you passage unescorted, it'd mean my job.
There's the coat check thing. Coat check chit. So now we go to the lounge.
Could you bring me my coat, please?
Of course, Mrs. Ashley. Wait here. I won't be a moment. Mrs. Ashley, begging your pardon, I can't seem to find your coat.
Oh, not a problem. Montague must have collected it already. Thank you for looking.
My pleasure.
So now we go to the coat closet. You should see the buttons that no longer have powdered sugar on them are the ones that get pressed.
That did it. Let's see what required such impenetrable protection.
Find 10 hidden pieces of women's clothing. Are they really hidden at this point? Honestly, just kind of hidden in plain sight. And like, what dignifies as hidden and what doesn't? You know what I mean? Like freaking, well, like all these coats, like which ones are hidden and which ones aren't. You know what I mean? And which of these shoes classify as hidden and which ones don't? There it is.
Now, let's see what looks good. Or more accurately, bad on me.
Select a new outfit to disguise Margaret.
My sense of style is second to none.
But now I need to make the coat a little more tattered. So we'll put it here. Put a tea cake on it for these pigeons. And they will tatter it up for me.
Wow. They must have thought it was a dead animal. Which is just about what it looks like now.
Tattered outfit. Beautiful. Now we can go to F deck.
Where to, ma'am?
F deck, please.
Of course. I hope you don't mind me saying, ma'am, but that coat doesn't really suit you. Looks like a buzzard mistook it for carrion.
That's exactly what happened. 3:15 p.m. Probably about halfway through the first day, maybe a little more than halfway.
Hello again, George. Say, do you remember the lady back at the dock who took the boarding passes?
You mean while that other one was banging on me head?
Yes. You wouldn't happen to have seen her on board, would you?
Yeah, but wish I hadn't. She keeps telling me what to do. She ain't me mum. You ain't me mum neither. Why do you want to know?
She's my mother, and she's the most important thing in my life.
What's in it for me?
Well, what could I possibly do for you, George?
I lost me game. Dropped it somewheres around here. If you can find it, I'll help you.
Your game? What does it look like? What type of game?
You hold it in your hand and try to get these little balls to go into the little holes. It ain't no bigger than a cigarette carton.
Oh, cigarette carton we need again.
I suppose I can do that for you, George.
Thanking you.
Sandwich wrapper. Golf club.
Titanic is big, but surely not big enough for a golf course. Perhaps it is used merely to hit practice balls into the sea.
Place the sandwich wrapper on top.
I've spread the wrapper over the writing surface. Another lock. I'll need...
Then we use the golf club here.
I managed to hook a piece of coal with the head of the club. It's rather powdery. It's getting dust all over my hands.
And then we take that back to the third class. Sorry, not the third class, the equipment storage, that's right. And we use this to make a rubbing impression.
I'd guess that's somebody's locker
21,
combination.
15, 3. Oh man, I hate this one. So we were to turn left or right to rotate the lock dial. Alright, so first we gotta go to...
Oh no,
Damn it!
oh
I hate
no,
this one.
that was...
I hate this
Oh
one, I hate
no,
this one.
Oh no. Oh no.
Easy, easy, easy. 21. 15. God damn it!
Oh no, that was...
20, 21. 15. What the hell?
Oh no, that wasn't right. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Damn it!
Oh no. Oh no.
21. 15. No, no! Oh, this thing is so fucking sensitive.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
21. 15. Oh, no, it wasn't 15.
Oh no, that...
21. 15. God damn it, stop
Oh,
freaking...
no.
God, this thing is so jerky and sensitive.
Oh,
I
no.
hate it.
Oh no.
21. 15. No, too far. God damn it. Just bring her around again, I guess. Thank God.
Bingo! That was much easier than guessing at every possible
Of course it was. Freaking. Why would you? Oh, thank you, Captain Obvious. Freaking.
Of all the games available here, I think fishing is most my speed. Hopefully no one will miss a single
Okay,
rod.
now we can fish George's ball game out of the water. Whoops. It's right there.
Not quite.
There we go.
I had a feeling I'd be good at this.
Let's go give George his ball game, and then we're gonna have to solve it. We're gonna have to play it.
Mini-game?
Yes, Georgie, I believe this is your precious game.
Hooray! Gimme! Hey, wait! You broke it!
I did no such thing.
You did! I had it all solved and everything, and you went and broke it!
Georgie, I assure you it was that way when I found it.
Well, deal's off! And quit calling me Georgie! That's a baby name!
Why do you want me to solve it anyway? Then there'll be nothing left for you to do with it.
Sure there is! I can tell Frankie and Jacob, show them I'm smarter than both of them put together!
All right, let me take a look.
No, oh shit.
Hey, don't worry.
Ace!
Don't worry.
Damn it.
Ace!
Don't worry.
No, oh shit.
Ace!
Don't worry.
There we go.
Okay, it's solved.
Gimme!
Not so fast. Tell me where my mother is first. Fool me once.
I'll do you one better. I'll bring her
Thank
to you.
Margaret?
Mother?
Please don't be upset with me.
I'm not upset at you, Mother. I'm actually glad you're here.
Oh, my little girl. I knew you'd see the error of your ways.
Now wait just a minute. I didn't say anything about that. What you did was wrong, and meddling in my life is wrong. But I'm still happy to see you.
Blimey, adults are boring. Can I have me game back now?
Oh, sorry, George. Here you are.
Anyway, Margie, I don't want to fight. I've just had this bad feeling about you, about your marriage, about this trip. God help me, I cannot do otherwise.
That as it may be, Mother, but I am my own woman. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to attend dinner with the captain. We can talk about this more in the morning.
All right. I love you, Margie.
I love you too, Mother. Good night.
All right, dinner time with the captain. So we're on the last daytime segment, so then it's off to the sinking segments. Making good time. An hour and we're already like halfway through the game. Told you it's not a long game. Plus it goes faster because I know exactly what to do. If I didn't know what to do, I'd probably be here forever trying to figure it out.
Robert, this dining room is spectacular. Is the captain running late? Where should I sit? Oh, you'll never believe who I ran into below deck.
Margaret, darling.
Are you all right? You don't look well.
Is it obvious? I'm afraid I have a rather nasty bout of seasickness.
Well, that's no great shakes. Come with me to the ship's hospital.
No, I can't. I'll be fine, really.
But they have medication for this. A single small pill and you'll be fine.
Margaret, I simply cannot be struck down by something as common as motion sickness. It would appear...
Someone's insecure about their masculinity.
Then I'll get the medicine for you.
You're a dear, Margaret. Please hurry. I can't have the captain seeing me like this.
Glass of water.
I'm not sure what that's going to accomplish, but there you are. Hello there. Nice night, isn't it?
A bit nippy, but yes it is. Clear as a bell out.
Life at sea is an absolute pleasure.
It is indeed. You have a pleasant stroll, ma'am.
I will. Thank you.
Hello, my dear. May I help you?
Oh, yes, Doctor. I'm not feeling well at all. I think I have a touch of seasickness. Do you have anything for me?
We do have a new pill that combats the more unpleasant effects. However, my prescription for you is a healthy amount of sea air. Why not take a stroll on the deck? You don't look so bad off.
Can't I just have the pills?
To be honest with you, ma'am, they are reported to have rather addictive properties. I'm not inclined to give them out in any but the worst cases. Really, your color is fine. You seem quite sea-adjusted to me.
The truth is, they're for my husband. He really is in bad shape.
Well then, let me come see him. We'll fix him right up.
No, he wouldn't like that at all.
You could bring him here.
No, that wouldn't do either. You see, he's a trifle ashamed of his malady.
I'm sorry. I cannot dispense this particular medication without direct cause. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much to do.
All that's left of my glass of water is a frozen disk of ice. I suppose as the water expanded, it shattered the glass. Fascinating how powerful something as simple as ice can be.
Ice disc. Did Elsa make that?
You're a natural, Mrs. Duchamp. Oh, hello. I recognize you from the elevator. My name is Vincent Rossetti.
Yes. Off duty, are you?
Right. Thought I'd take a few moments to instruct the beautiful Mrs. Duchamp on the finer points.
I see.
Would you care to give it a try?
I might just do that. Thank you, Odette.
You could take a turn if you like. The more, the merrier.
Thank you. I may just do that.
You want to aim for the front of the triangle for the highest score. Just give the puck a good shove.
Yes, thank you.
Shuffleboarding.
Most
No.
as you want.
Yes. No.
As you want to.
Yes.
Excellent shot. I can see you need no instruction from me.
Quite right.
Shuffleboarding looks like it might be fun in real life. I would like to try it. Okay, so now...
You want to aim for the front of the... Say, what kind of puck is that?
One of my own. Don't you know, Mr. Rossetti, a lady should never be caught without her own shuffleboard.
And now we're going to want to turn the thing, and we're going to want to toss it that way.
Oops! It got away from me.
Ah! Oh!
That sounded like someone fell down. I'd better go check it out.
I didn't figure that out at first either. I just had to skip the puzzle.
Are you all right?
Oh! It's my ankle. I can't walk on it. It hurts so much. Ah!
You just wait right there. I'll fetch the doctor. Doctor!
Ma'am, as I've said, I'm quite busy here.
But there's been an injury. One of the officers slipped and fell on D-deck. He's in quite a bit of pain.
Oh, let me gather my things.
Hurry, Doctor!
D-deck, you say?
Yes, just outside the main hallway.
I'm off. Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. That made the space between the base and the door slightly wider. Is he going to be all right, Doctor?
Yes, just a sprained ankle. Could have been much worse. Says he slipped on some ice. Seems an odd thing to find on the deck of a ship.
Most likely just an isolated incident. I wouldn't overthink it.
Grab the meat hook or the butcher's hook. Go back to the hospital. And put the butcher's hook here to reach the latch.
Let me see if I can hook the latch. Aha! That worked like a charm.
Find 10 hidden pills. These ones will be easy because they stick out like a sore thumb. We all know what pills look like. There we go. Oh shit, no, there's still one more. Where's the last goddamn pill? I don't see it. So much for this being quick and easy. Where Where's the last goddamn pill? Oh, there it is. Man! There we go.
Motion sickness pills. Take 2 if suffering from nausea and headaches.
Yep.
That should do it.
Let's go give the pills to Robert.
Here you are, Robert. Take 2 immediately.
Thank heavens. Ah, I feel better already.
I'm not too late, am I? I don't see the captain.
No, you are just in time. Please, do sit.
Oh, such a lovely evening. I do believe the sea air has all but cured my asthma.
I've heard it has miraculous properties.
I am here. All may now relax. I see the captain has not yet arrived, but I predict he will do so forthwith.
Nothing like going out on a limb, am I right? What sort of odds you giving the sun rising tomorrow?
Ah, the captain.
Greetings all. I'm so happy you were able to join me for dinner.
The pleasure is all ours, Captain.
Let us toast to this magnificent ship, our able captain, and to a speedy and uneventful voyage.
Hear, hear.
4 days later.
That feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, it's there for a reason. For all our attempts to categorize things we do not understand, to more easily deal with the fear they might otherwise cause, all we have truly learned is that we do not know well enough to judge.
Iceberg, right ahead!
After all, icebergs are themselves nothing more than water. There's certainly nothing ostensibly
I
threatening
don't know
about
about
them.
that.
But in the end, it is the unknown which threatens us most.
That's true. That's no good.
What on earth was that? It sounded absolutely horrible. I must speak with Robert. I'll never get to sleep wondering what that noise was. If Robert's asleep, it will be difficult to wake him from out here. Why did he insist on separate cabins?
He's a dick. Sorry about that, guys. Got a phone call and had to cut the recording. So, yeah, so, okay, let's try that again.
Why isn't he answering? Could he have slept through that terrible racket? I'm sorry to disturb you, Montague.
Not at all, Mrs. Ashley. I was not yet asleep when I heard a rather disturbing noise coming from just outside. I'm afraid it spooked Bexley. He's entrenched beneath the bed and will not come out.
Perhaps he could be lured out.
He does have a penchant for heading. But to be frank with you, it would bother me none too much if he stayed put for the rest of the journey.
Montague, do you have any idea where Mr. Ashley is? I've knocked on his stateroom door, but there's no answer.
Yes, Mr. Ashley was, well, rather soused, I'm afraid. He might have slept through the noise, or perhaps he simply didn't think it was worth rousing himself for.
And you? Did you think it was worth rousing yourself for?
I did indeed. Since I'm awake, I'm heading to the lounge. Might I bring Ma'am something back?
No, thank you, Montague. If you happen across Robert, would you kindly tell him I'm quite anxious to speak with him?
Of course. Although I wouldn't hold out much hope, Mrs. Ashley. I'm certain he is still in his bed. Perhaps you had best occupy your time conspiring to get his attention.
Short of sounding the ship's alarm, I'm not sure what I can do. But I will try. Thank you, Montague.
Good luck, Ma'am.
Find 10 hidden bells. These ones stick out fairly easy, but let's see if that means that I can find them easily. Yep, I did. Way to go.
These bells look as if they belong to a collar of some sort.
Belled collar. We'll put that on Bexley. If you haven't figured it out already, Bexley's a cat.
Oh, the smell. Let's see if I can find something here Bexley might find appetizing.
And 10 hidden sardines. The ones that don't stick out nearly as much, but you can still make them out and find them. There it is. When in doubt, randomly click the Wiimote until you click on what you're looking for.
Look, Bexley, it's your favorite. Sardines. That's a good girl. A good boy. I meant good boy.
Now I'll put the collar on Bexley. We got Belled Bexley. Oh shit, the crank's missing, that's right. Gotta take the one from my room. It's an old-fashioned window opener.
The crank handle came loose. Oh well, this compartment could do with the fresh air.
Put the crank handle here.
It's a
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. But yes, it is a perfect fit. Okay.
I can just see into Robert's room if I lean out the window. I know what you're thinking. A leap is out of the question.
Time to throw Bexley.
Heave-ho! Let the havoc commence.
What the... Who let that blasted cat in here?
Aha! The master has awoken.
So now we go to Robert's stateroom and knock on it.
Robert, are you awake?
Ugh, blasted cat. How on earth did he sneak into my cabin?
Oh, he's a crafty one, no mistake. Did you hear that horrible noise a little while ago?
Yes, it was awful. I almost threw him off the balcony. He has bells on his neck. What sort of fresh horror is that?
No, I meant before that. You didn't hear a scraping noise? It sounded like nothing I've ever heard.
What? No, I don't know what you're talking about, Margaret. Can't we discuss this in the morning? I have a pounder.
Really? You aren't worried at all?
Of course not, Margie. This is Titanic. What could possibly go wrong? It was probably a small explosion from one of the furnaces. Nothing to get riled about. Let the stokers handle it. Now, I've got to get to bed. Good night.
No, we won't talk in the morning.
Odd. That didn't reassure me at all. I think I'll go have a word with the captain. Perhaps he can set my mind at ease. Sorry, Bex. It's back to Monty's room for you.
Sinking section 2. Or sinking nighttime section 2. Nighttime section 2. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's 6. Maybe 5. I don't know. We'll see. We'll count and see.
Captain, may I disturb you for a moment?
Oh, Mrs. Ashley, we're a bit busy here.
Well, then let me get right to the point. Have we had a collision?
Mrs. Ashley, really, everything is under control. Rest assured that I will inform the passengers as soon as we have thoroughly evaluated the situation.
Right, of course. You must observe protocol.
This isn't about protocol. It's just meet me in the sitting room in a moment and I will explain.
Thank you, Captain.
Now, I've only a moment, Mrs. Ashley. In truth, you were correct.
We've hit something? I knew it. What was it?
An iceberg.
Are we going to...
Yep.
Sink?
Mrs. Ashley, this is Titanic. We are going to be just fine. Perhaps a little late into port, that is all.
I don't believe you.
Mrs. Ashley, you have to leave this in the hands of the crew. We are trained to handle these events. Now, please, I must get back to work.
Fine, if you won't be straight with me, I will find out for myself.
Just try not to get underfoot. There is much to be done.
Not sure I understand this, but some of it looks pretty straightforward.
So this is going to be for a puzzle we'll do later on, so I got to remember the position of this. So it's like 2 up, 2 down in the middle, 1 to the left, 1 all the way down. Alright, let's hope I can remember that by the time we get to that.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, ma'am. You can't be in here. We're transmitting urgent communications.
Oh. And what might those communications be?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Confidential. Now I really must ask you to leave.
Fine. This must be where Titanic receives wireless messages. Quite fascinating. Now, I know this machine was meant to receive messages from distant ships. I wonder if it would receive messages from this ship as well. It's a chart for decoding Morse code.
I'll take that life ring. And we're just going to toss it over this whistle here.
No. Let's see if...
Ding!
Huzzah! I wasn't named Miss Stow-on-the-World Fete Queen for my dressmaking skills alone. Let's see what sort of havoc this causes. Oh my! That was much louder than I expected.
All hands on deck! All hands on deck!
Oh, hello!
You didn't just blow the whistle, did you?
Of course not. A uniformed gentleman did. He went off, I don't know, that way. There sure do seem to be a lot of unused parts lying about here. Everything else there seems to be essential to the equipment in one way or another. I'd best leave it.
So I thought that the puzzle was in another section, but no, it's this section right here. So, all right. So, first things first, let's put the parts back on it.
I can't do...
I need to...
No.
Okay. All right. 2 up, 2 down, 2 to the side.
Now that sounds interesting. If only I understood it.
Coded message.
MGY CQD 41N 50W? It would seem I've merely exchanged one code for another. I bet Mr. Tavalouros could help me decipher this. And he might know even more than the captain about the state of the ship. I'd best get to a mirror.
Alright, nighttime section 3. That water almost looks 3D, like if you put on some 3D glasses, it almost looks like it friggin'... This is like the red and the blue, you know?
Ah, Mrs. Ashley. I thought perhaps I had not seen the last of you. Do, come in.
I'm not here to chat, Mr. Tavalouros. I'm here to get a straight answer from somebody on the state of this ship.
Whatever do you mean?
Is it possible you do not know? We collided with an iceberg not 20 minutes ago. The crew is in a frenzy.
I didn't hear anything, although I did wonder why we were reversing engines.
Nobody aboard will tell me the truth about our situation, so I contrived to eavesdrop on the ship's outgoing wireless messages. But I can't make heads or tails of them. Do you think you might?
Yes, of course. Let me see what you have.
What is it?
This is a distress call. The captain believes the ship will sink. The iceberg must have breached several watertight containers. If that's true, the ship is sinking as we speak.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. 10 minutes ago, I would have told you the ship was utterly unsinkable. I need to do some calculating.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. If the ship is sinking, the bilge compartments will be the first to fill. There are several on this deck. Perhaps you could check on them while I do some more calculations.
Yes, fine. Where are these rooms?
Down the hall is the bilge assembly. It's a pump system that moves water between bilge compartments. From there are tunnels leading to each of the 3 main bilge holds. The squash court, the Turkish bath, and the third-class showers.
Why those rooms?
It's a question of volume, my dear girl. Those are the largest lower deck rooms aboard. Check all 3 and let me know if there's any water in them quickly.
I can't get in there. It's completely flooded. The walls and floor are damp, but at least there's no standing water.
Not yet, anyway.
The walls and floor are damp, but at least there's no standing water. These engines look massive enough to power an entire city. And come to think of it, they practically do. I checked all 3 bilge rooms.
And?
The squash court is completely flooded. I can't even go in there. The Turkish bath seems empty, but damp. Same with the third-class showers.
I see. It's worse than I expected.
What can we do?
Well, the first thing we have to do is stop this doomed vessel. I don't know why the captain is still reversing, but that will only hasten our taking on water. We must stop the engines.
How can we do that?
I have access to the main engine room from here. See if you can figure something out.
Me? Why not you?
I need to recalculate how much time we have left based on your bilge water observations. Just remember, even the most massive combustion engine will grind to a halt if the fuel has no oxygen to combust with. Find a way to clog the intakes.
You may as well be speaking Greek for all the good it's doing me. But I'll see what I can do. Quite a mess. Let's see if there's anything here worth finding.
Find 10 ping pong balls. Beautiful. Damn it. Now we need to reroute the water using this right here.
Let's see what this ridiculous-looking contraption does.
Ah, shit, I need the handles first.
I can't get in.
One handle. And another handle. Okay. Okay.
I can't reach it. I can't get in there.
Still can't reach it. There we go, that should do it. There we go. Got it. Now it's flooded, look at that. So yeah, that basically reroute, as he said, it reroutes the water, so friggin' we can flood some rooms or take water away from other rooms, so. One. There we go. Plugged them all.
I certainly hope Mr. Tavaloris was right.
Going to bed already, big dog? Yeah, okay. Love you. Okay. Love you. Sleep well. Feel better in the morning. Get some rest. Alright, we stopped the system.
The engines have been stopped.
Excellent. That should buy us a few minutes.
A few minutes? It took me longer than that to do.
My girl, try and think of the thousands of innocents aboard who need that extra time.
Oh, yes, of course.
According to my calculations, we should remain afloat for an hour and a half. Do what you must to survive, Mrs. Ashley. If you need me, I'll be here.
What? Aren't you going to make a run for the lifeboats?
I think not. We do not have a full ship's complement, in case you were not aware. No, I will not waste precious lifeboat space with my own tattered husk. I shall remain here. Perhaps there's something yet I can do. Good luck, Mrs. Ashley.
And you, Mr. Tavaloris. Most of the passengers are, as of yet, unaware of their fate. The air outside is clear and still. It is, to many, a seemingly ideal evening. It's difficult, if not impossible, to know how one will react when presented with any grave moral crisis. I had access to privileged information. Part of me felt I should be screaming what I knew to be true at the top of my lungs as I ran through the halls. I'd like to think my choice to put my own family first wasn't cowardly as much as practical. A panic at this point would simply compound disaster. I struggled with this guilt.
Section 4. Maybe there's more like 8. So there's still a few things we need to do.
Robert! I've been looking all over for you. You weren't in your room.
Nor were you. Montague told me you were looking for me, so I went down to your room. Alas, my lady, she was not there.
Robert, have you been drinking?
Not nearly enough. In fact, the waiter has yet to return with my Bermuda highball. I wonder what's keeping him.
It doesn't matter. Listen to me. We have to get to a lifeboat. Immediately.
Fancy a little midnight row, what?
Robert, this ship is sinking, and you're soused.
Calm down. You can't go around yelling fire in a theater, you know. Did you have a bad dream?
Fairly sure I'm having one right now. Robert, you have to believe me. Come with me to the lifeboat decks. I beg of you.
Margie, I love you. But you do have a rather alarmist track record. It's absolutely freezing outside. I'd much rather sip my drink inside if, in fact, they ever bring it to me.
At the very least, let me show you what's going on below deck. You won't need to set a foot outside, I promise you. Please, Robert.
I'm not going anywhere until I get my Bermuda highball. And I'm 2 sheets up, so the stairs are right out.
Fine, we'll take the elevator. You are insufferable.
I am. It's one of my most lovable characteristics.
Man, this guy's a dick, isn't he? Alright, so now we gotta make him his drink.
The lift is out of order? That could be a problem.
Got a letter opener here.
Off duty again, I see.
Oh, hello again. No, not off duty. Just on different duty. We're having a problem with the port crane. It seems to be jammed. Starboard one's fine, but the port one, I was told unjamming it is the highest priority.
That crane's used to lower lifeboats into the water, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
So you're aware that we are sinking?
What? No, this is merely a precautionary measure. Can't be too careful.
Very well, live in denial. In any case, I need you to accompany me to the lift.
I'm afraid I can't do that, ma'am. Strict orders.
If I help you unjam the crane, will you take me where I need to go?
You? No offense meant, ma'am, but this is dirty work.
Do we have a deal or not?
Well, sure. And good luck to you. I can't budge it.
That isn't working. The crane had...
I need to get the key. Take that.
The crane grumbled to life. Perhaps now I can use the controls to move it.
Now I'll just attach these two, use this crane to pull this crane. Simple. Actually, before we do this, let's friggin' get Robert his drink. Because we don't want to keep the friggin' elevator guy waiting for too long. So, somewhere... supposed to be a burlap sack somewhere full of, limes. Ah, here we go. At least I think it's limes. Yeah, limes. And that's how we'll make Robert a stupid drink. Alright, a Bermuda Slammer is gin, vodka, and lime, and an Italian highball is brandy, gin, vermouth, and olive. So... So I believe the ingredients are gin, vodka, vermouth, and friggin' gin, lime. The lime that I got. So gin, vodka, vermouth, and a lime.
There, I've made a drink.
That's not it. That's not it. Let's try gin, brandy, vermouth, and a lime. There we go.
One Bermuda highball. I've half a mind to down it myself.
Bermuda highball.
Don't worry.
Did it.
You did it?
Didn't even break a sweat.
Apparently, I underestimated you.
You're hardly the first. Now, about our deal.
Yes, of course. But I'm still under orders to begin unloading boats. I'll meet you at the elevator and send you to whatever floor you wish. But I must return here immediately after.
That will be fine.
Alright, now let's go give friggin' Robert his Bermuda highball.
Here's your blasted drink, Robert. Will you come to the elevators now?
Perfect. So be it. I will meet Milady there, if that will make her happy.
The only thing that would make me happy at this point would be dry land. Oh, so glad to see you both.
Yes, well, as I mentioned, Mrs. Ashley, I cannot stay. What deck do you wish to go to?
E-deck, please.
One of you will have to hold the door to prevent it from closing once you reach E-deck.
Not to worry, garçon. I will disavow my good lady wife of any of her idle fantasies without leaving the comforts of the lift.
All right, then. E-deck. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Funny. I hope she doesn't. By the way, my good man, is there a bar on E-deck?
You just freaking had your drink and now you're looking for another bar?
What just happened? Robert, are you okay? Robert? Oh, Robert, please, wake up. He's still breathing. He must have hit his head when the elevator jerked to a halt. I need to find a way out of here. And I need to wake him up.
Take this bent railing right here. Use that to slide this panel open.
The panel slid to one side. I think I could actually climb up there, if I don't mind sacrificing my ladylike demeanor for a few moments. It's not like Robert's going to see anything.
Yeah, and he's out cold.
Oh no, the doors!
Alright, what rooms do we have to go to? The grand staircase or the hostel?
It's difficult to imagine all this will soon be on the
Isn't
ocean
it, though?
floor. When merit is left, honor our rights. What an odd inscription. On call? That just won't do. Honor and merit revealed through time. Absolute gibberish.
So the hands need to be facing left and right. It said left, when merit is left, honor our rights. Why is this blasted thing not opening? Oops.
When merit is left, honor our rights. What an... Ah, Mr. Tavaloris. Your cleverness never ceases to amaze.
I don't see how that was left and right, but okay. When merit is left, honor our rights, okay? It's 3 o'clock, alright. What is, fair enough.
It's locked.
Oh, that's right, I have to get this, this welcome pineapple here.
Guess it doesn't matter if I abscond with this.
Break that doorknob, bro. Got it.
That got some rather pent-up aggression out. Oh.
This should wake Robert up, no problem.
No. Robert? Robert, can you hear me?
What happened to me?
You hit your head. The elevator stopped pretty suddenly. Oh, Robert, I thought I might lose you.
Don't be silly. My head is killing me. I think I need a drink.
That's the last thing you need. What more evidence do you need that Titanic is in serious trouble?
What? Little electrical malfunction, that's all. I think I'll take the stairs all the same, though. Am I right?
Where are you going?
Back to the lounge. It's above decks. If you're really worried about the ship sinking, you don't want to be down here.
My mother, she's down in steerage.
Oh! World exploded. Alright, nighttime section 6. So yeah, there might be more like 8.
Get your hands off of me! Mom!
Just hold still. If you don't hold still, it will only get worse.
I want me mom.
Just what is going on here?
Oh, it's you. This blighter...
Me name's George. I done told you already.
This blighter, George, was down here goofing around instead of heading above deck. One of the port boilers exploded and the steam burned his leg up a treat.
Oh dear. George, are you all right?
Cut the bladed thing off already. It's killing me.
Doctor, is he going to be okay?
Yes, he's fine. But I need to dress his wound and he won't stop squirming about like an eel.
Mom!
George, you need to calm down so the doctor can treat you. Would you like your ball game back again?
Sword me ball game.
Well, I never.
There's nothing for it, ma'am. He's in too much pain. I need you to fetch some hot water. Very hot, mind you. If I'm to dress his wounds here, I'll need to be as sanitary as possible.
Of course.
I'll also need some liniment to dull the pain, or he'll never keep still.
Liniment? I'll see what I can do.
Take this dustpan, and I'll take this bucket, go out into the hallway.
It's a broken fuse box. It looks as if several of the connections got knocked loose. If I had something to bridge the gaps, I might be able to get it working again.
Emergency flare.
They say a disheveled desk needs a sharp mind. I have my own opinion on the matter, but perhaps I could find something useful amidst the clutter.
Find 10 jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was easy.
I used to play jacks as a child. We couldn't afford much else in the way of entertainment. I'll just hold on to them.
Which can be used to bridge the gap of that electrical unit.
Those jacks I found were metal. Maybe I can use them to bypass the missing fuses.
Yes, we can. Always been fond of these path puzzles where you have to find the right path, like what wire leads where. It's a lot of fun. Ah, shit. If I leave, I gotta start all over.
There we are. Now there should be a nice steady flow of
I feel like that's exactly what I did last time and it didn't work, but okay.
It's a shower of sparks. If we weren't rapidly sinking, I'd be worried about something catching fire.
Beautiful. Now we've got a lit flare. Now we're gonna go to the boiler room.
The room underneath must be entirely flooded.
Use this dustpan to shovel out some coal.
This could prove useful in giving me a source of heat.
There is a bucket of water, and then we put it with the coal. Now let's go get that liniment or whatever it was called that's gonna make George stop squirming. I forgot it was in the first aid box. Or was it? Yeah, I thought it was in this first aid box. Or is it in the equipment locker? Oh yeah, it's in the equipment locker. Here it is. Liniment. Perfect. So now let's get our really, really hot water. Okay, here's the liniment.
This should calm him down some, but I'll still need some hot water to reduce the risk of infection.
There you go.
There we are. How do you feel now, George?
Like spitting.
Now, George, the doctor was only helping you. You need to get above deck immediately. Quit playing about down here.
Fine, but only 'cause I wanna.
My Betty always wanted a child, but cooler heads prevailed, and I'm the happier for it.
Thank you for your help, Doctor. If you'll excuse me, I have to find my mother.
We are all needy children. It is the way of the world.
1:15 a.m. We've got a little less than we've got an hour and 25 minutes because Titanic sank in 2 hours and 40 minutes. It started at 11:40 and finished at 2:20. Oh no, so we've got an hour and 5 minutes because it sank at 2:20. So yeah, that's not how long it's gonna take us to finish the game though.
Odette, I thought I heard someone in here.
Margaret, whatever am I gonna do?
I know it's difficult. We must soldier on, I'm afraid. Don't worry, I'm sure there are enough lifeboats for all of us.
What? No, not that.
Pardon me?
Menkau Ray, the mummy. Don't you see? It's his curse. He's visiting an ancient score, settling it once and for all the raiders who looted his sacred tomb.
Odette, you can't be serious.
I didn't believe it either, but they told me. They told me this would happen.
It's coincidence, Odette, nothing more. Now please, come with me above deck. We need to get to the lifeboats.
It doesn't matter. You can't trick the ancients. We're all doomed, no matter what we do.
If it truly doesn't matter, then come with me.
No. I will stay with Menkau Ray. I brought this fate upon us all. I will go down with him.
You are impossible. Let me have a look inside that crate. Now, this looks interesting.
Yes, that's the file invulnerable. It's said to contain the true spirit of Menkau Ray and is reported to be unbreakable.
I bet I could break it. Robert always said I had a knack for breaking things.
You could certainly try, if the curse doesn't frighten you.
It doesn't.
Fine.
Because there is no
Fine.
curse. Stupid bitch. Find 10 potatoes. Oh, this one's gonna be easy. Look, they're huge and they stick out like a sore thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Potatoes.
I think I need to use something here.
The potatoes. I'll take that, and I'll take this knife. Cut a piece of this off. Potato kitchen.
The dumbwaiter is already as...
There we go. Pull it up. Put the fire over here. So here we are at the 6th nighttime section. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, I think there's most likely 8 then. There's most likely 8.
One vat of potatoes
going
down.
down.
What a racket! Ah, the file wasn't so invulnerable after all. Let's see what they were so intent on protecting.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. I like these kind of puzzles too. I just like puzzles in general. I like puzzles in video games. What else can I say? Shit, wrong way. Yeah, boy.
Clever people, those ancient Egyptians. There's a parchment inside. It's covered in hieroglyphs. Shame I'm not an Egyptian scholar.
Alright, let's go give this to Odette.
Odette, you must listen to reason.
Reason?
Wait, what did she say?
Odette, you must listen to reason.
Reason? Reason's what got me into this fix to begin with. Science, empirical evidence, the burden of proof, all out the window. Now, you'd best forge ahead without me, Margaret.
I forgot to pick up the parchment. Let's go, dumbass.
Odette, can you translate this for me?
You open the file?
Yes. It was difficult, I admit, but clearly not impossible.
And this parchment was inside?
Yes, it was.
It says, to those who thought they captured the essence of Menkau Ray, keeper of the moon and watcher from below, know that you are fools to a man. You possess nothing more than the dressed-up corpse of a chamber servant. Menkau Ray's true burial chamber remains forever hidden from the eyes of the living. But that means...
To put it lightly, this isn't Menkau Ray after all.
But the curse...
To put it lightly, poppycock.
Oh, how can I be expected to process 2 paradigm shifts in one day?
You aren't. Just come with me, please, Odette.
Oh. Well, okay.
That a girl.
Look at how weird the ship looks. It's like kind of like crooked. Like, friggin' that end is like crooked. It's weird.
Montague, what are you doing here?
Ma'am, Robert sent me to look for you. He is worried and wishes you to join him above deck.
Have you seen my mother?
Yes. In fact, she was looking for you as well. The lines are crossed, as it were.
Oh, that's fine. We can meet them both above deck.
I beg pardon, Ma'am, but it seems this method of egress has been blocked.
However do you mean?
It's a mystery to me as well. I came down this way not 10 minutes ago. and yet it is now quite efficaciously blocked by this metal gate.
Oh, why would someone do that? That's just...
I'd almost go so far as to call it rude, Mom.
I had a better one.
Regardless, we have to find a way through this gate. I may know someone who can help. You two stay here. I don't want us all getting lost trying to find each other again. Did you hear that?
It sounded like a woman screaming for help.
We must go to her aid.
Montague, while I appreciate your chivalry, please do not forget the lady in your care already.
Of course, Mom. How could I forget you?
I don't mean me, Montague. I mean Miss Duchamp.
Oh, of course. Silly of me, really.
Hey, I don't need a guardian. In fact, it could be argued that I should be the scout in this situation. Why, my experience in the plains of Hadar alone...
Odette, please. Moments ago you were under the delusion that you were cursed or drowned by a mummy.
Hurry back.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to run to the restroom real quick, and freaking didn't want to stop the recording again because I've already stopped 3 times and had to. I'm gonna have to combine these videos into one when I'm here and upload them. Anyway, so yeah, this is the second to last nighttime section. Aside from, of course, the ending. No, wait, no. Let's see. So there's this one. Then there's. Okay, there's this one, then there's the one that will affect the ending based on the choice I make of what I decide to do, and then there's the going with the choice, and then that's the end. So yeah, so we've got 3 more sections, including this one, so, alright.
Oh, is someone there?
Yes. Yannick, is that you?
Oh, my prayers were answered. I thought I was left here to die.
Was that you screaming?
I was singing a song of distress.
It worked.
Yes, well, there remains the matter of that fire. And my leg.
What's wrong with your leg?
I think it's broken. I was trampled by ragamuffins. I came here to find a doctor, but who knows where he's off to. I chose to take a brief respite until he returned. But I was awoken by the sound of an explosion and this fire.
Okay, I've got the picture. Let me see what I can do to help you out.
Perhaps you should enlist aid.
I'm quite capable on my own, but thanks for the vote of confidence. It folds neatly into a thin plank. Quite convenient, really. I don't know much about wine, but it's clear to me that these aren't in the proper order. Let's see if I can fix that.
So it has to do with this label, like, turning, so, like, the parts of it goes. This would obviously be the last one. I think it would go, I'm guessing it goes here. I thought it went here, but apparently it goes here. Because you figure the order. So this one's turned all the way around, this one's in the next one, then this one, then it feels like that should be the order, but it's not.
That looks more orderly. And look at this poor fellow down at the end. Old, almost empty, improperly stored. Surely vinegar by now. I can't stand to see him suffer.
Oh, it's not the friggin' order of the labels, it's how much they're filled. So the smallest, the lowest filled one to the one that's completely full. Okay, now I got it. I'll remember that for the next playthrough to go a lot faster.
The servers here should be more careful when they uncork the wine. It seems they just let the corks lie where they fall. I can't abide that.
And 10 wine corks. 9, and 10. There we go.
Not enough cork to build a lifeboat out of, but perhaps I'll find some use for them.
We're at the potato kitchen again. Okay, now we need to make a makeshift fire extinguisher, so first pour vinegar.
I poured the vinegar into the mason jar.
Cork it.
The corks are all floating on top of the vinegar.
And then add some baking soda.
If I give that a good shake, the baking soda and vinegar will mix, making a right mess. I must be sure to handle this with care.
There we go, makeshift fire extinguisher, baby. That'll put out the fire for Yannick.
It's tightly... It appears to...
Meter stick.
The ink made marks on the paper, but they look meaningless to me. Now there are more letters on the paper, but I still can't make heads or tails of them.
I'm available to you from noon to 3 and from 9 till midnight.
Ah, now the picture is complete. It reads, I am available to you from noon to 3 and from 9 till midnight. For whatever that's worth.
Oops.
This ivy looks real, but it's actually made of cloth and wire.
Okay, alright, now we have everything we need to help Yannick.
I just waited a little longer, the ocean would have put this fire out for me.
What? Why do you say that? Is there something wrong with the ship?
You know, for someone who prides himself on his foresight, you possess remarkably little. The ship is sinking. Can we get out of here now, please?
Yes, of course. I mean, no, we can't. I can't even stand. My leg is in bad shape.
Can't you just lean on me?
Maybe I'd rather drown.
You may get that chance.
If the fates dictate.
You're impossible, you know that. Let me see if I can cobble together some sort of crutch or splint.
With all the stuff I have, I can. Definitely can. So the collapsible wine rack, the meter stick, and tie it all together with the ivy.
At last! We must make haste.
Of course. By the way, you're welcome.
I shall thank you properly once we are safely above deck.
I'm available to you from noon to 3, and from 9 until midnight. Ta-da!
Another mirror door solved. Mr. Tavalouros, are you...
What? Oh, hello. Sorry, just having a kip.
Are you serious? The ship is sinking. How can you sleep at a time like this?
Well, nothing I can do about it, is there? Might as well face the inevitable well rested.
Mr. Tavalouros, we're trying to get above deck, but someone has locked the gate outside the mirror door at the second-class stairwell.
Yes, that was me.
Why on earth would you do that?
I didn't think there was anyone left down here. And I didn't want people coming back down for their favorite hairbrush or something equally trivial. You shouldn't be down here either, you know. Women and children first.
I'm looking for my mother.
Not a hairbrush, yet still, in a situation like this, you have to trust your mother's intelligence will guide her to the boat deck, just like yours should guide you.
I know, it's just... we didn't part on the greatest of terms.
Look, here's the gate key. Take it, and take my advice as well. Get to the boat deck post-haste.
Perhaps you're right. Thank you again, Mr. Tavalouros.
Not at all. Good luck, Mrs. Ashley.
Gate opened. 1:45. 45 minutes left before this thing is completely underneath. Oh. That water looks weird. It's hard to add CGI water. It really is. It never looks right when you CGI water.
Mrs. Ashley, I'm glad to see you are all right. When I saw your husband come by without you a few moments ago, it was cause for concern.
You saw my husband? When?
Minutes ago. He headed towards the fore of the ship with much intent. He seemed upset.
Well, doesn't he have reason to be? Things like this aren't supposed to happen.
That may be, but in Venice we have a saying. The river will always win because it is patient.
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
It is pointless to fight the current, Mrs. Ashley. We must embrace the flow.
Have you been talking to Yannick?
Now there is a forward thinker.
I can't waste time talking about this. How about my mother? Have you seen my mother?
Ma'am, there have been many people coming through this way, and much tumult besides. In any case, I've never even met your mother.
Loud, insistent, convinced she's always right?
She went aft about 10 minutes ago.
Thank you, Vincent.
Be safe, ma'am.
Captain, I don't think you understand what I'm offering you here.
And I've told you, Mr. Ashley, I have equal concern for all passengers aboard. I cannot single out any person.
What about women? What about children? They are singled out, aren't they?
Well, of course, but that is different.
My wife is in a delicate condition. You would have her be without her sole source of support?
Your wife is... I did not know that, Mr. Ashley. I suppose congratulations would be in order were the circumstances otherwise.
What's the point? You as much as said it yourself. We are sinking. We don't have enough lifeboats. We might as well dive in the water right now and make a swim for it.
Now, Mr. Ashley, I know you're upset, but...
I'd just as soon not hear anymore. What's all that poppycock about me being in a delicate condition? I'm not with child.
No.
Am I?
Just use that to gain sympathy.
George? What are you doing here?
Punching!
Yes, I can see that. You do that well. But you need to get to a lifeboat. This isn't the time to play.
They wouldn't let me in here before. Now they said stay here.
What? Someone told you to stay here? Who was that?
Man in them shippy clothes. Said another skip would be coming for me.
When did this happen?
Couple minutes ago. Fine by me, I says. I'm punching.
This won't do at all. I must tell one of the crew. Mother!
Margaret!
I've been searching for you. Where have you been?
I've been searching for you! I've been up and down the decks!
But it doesn't matter now. What happened here?
There was a terrible explosion. It knocked me flat on the ground. When I got up, all this oil was flowing from the chimney.
Smokestack, Mother.
Whatever it is, I can't cross it. It'd take me overboard. Don't you try either, dear. Save yourself.
Just stay there, Mother. I'll be back.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so we'll take this burlap sack.
Ma'am, you shouldn't be up here. You should be in a lifeboat.
And what about you?
My duty is my duty, ma'am. I will not leave the ship while passengers are still aboard.
You haven't seen my husband, have you?
Mr. Ashley? No, I haven't. Not for some time.
If you do see him, please tell him I'm looking for him.
I will do that, ma'am.
Yes?
I wish you'd never found your boarding pass.
Wouldn't you have let me board anyway?
No, ma'am. I would have turned you away. But I can assure you, I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
Thank you, Thomas.
You should get to a lifeboat as soon as possible. Good luck, Mrs. Ashley.
Good luck to you as well, Thomas.
Mrs. Ashley, you must listen.
I know, lifeboats, but there's a child in the gymnasium and he won't leave. He said he was told to wait in the gym until a crew member came to get him.
A child?
8 at most.
Blast. I'd best fetch him. Please, don't disturb the captain while I'm gone. He's in his sitting room trying to strategize a way out of this mess.
Yes, that would be best. Maybe I can disable the flow of oil to the aft funnel.
Let's do it. Flip the switches to stop the flow of the oil.
My knack for breaking things is
Yes, it is.
unrivaled. These keys must have fallen from their pegs when Titanic lurched. I'm sure I could find a use for at least one of them.
We need the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 9. 10. There we go. Bunch of keys.
Now, if I only knew where any of these keys went.
Just
These pegs once had keys hanging from them. They must have fallen when the ship lurched. I can't do... No. How am I going to match these keys with their proper pegs?
match the shapes. like the shape of these keys, they're cool. Makes me wonder if they really had keys like that back then. I'm sure they probably did. Historical accuracy, after all. Key to the captain's sitting room.
I'm sorry, Thomas. It would seem disturbing the captain is my destiny. I could stand to vent a little aggression.
Punch the dang thing, punch it.
I don't know my own strength. Say, I didn't know they filled these things with sand.
Bag of sand.
It's no purse, but it will have to do.
Margaret, what are you doing in here?
Mrs. Ashley, you should be in a lifeboat.
I should ask the both of you what you're doing in here.
The captain and I were just having a discussion about ship's policy. Tedious stuff.
I'm not a fool, Robert.
Of course not. Look, Margaret, the situation on board is grave.
You think I don't know that? I've known that for ages. I tried to tell you, but you were too busy downing drinks to listen.
If you'll both excuse me, I have duties to attend to.
Margaret, please. Now is not the time.
Well, you're right about that, at least. Meet me at the grand staircase. I'll join you there momentarily. We can discuss this further then.
Yes, yes, all right.
Alright, now we can put the sand on this.
There. Just gritting the path like winters in Somerset.
Oh, me darling girl.
Mother, I need you to stop running about the ship. We need to organize and get into a lifeboat as soon as possible.
Oh, I agree, but...
No buts, no excepts. Now please, just do as I say, Mother. Get to the ground staircase and stay there. I'll meet you there soon.
If I must.
Okay. So, we're gonna go back to the main menu really quick. Users. This one. Copy it. Okay, so now we have 2 copies here, so friggin' that means this one will make one final choice to do the end of the game, and then this one will make another choice and get the other ending for being nice. Then next time we'll be mean, and things won't turn out nearly as pretty. This way we don't have to play the game 4 times. We only have to play it twice. Okay, the grand staircase.
At last! I have you both in the same place at the same time.
Is that really such a feat?
You don't want to know. I'm just glad we're together. We need to get to a lifeboat immediately.
Margaret, I hate to rain on your parade, but I don't think it's quite that simple.
And just how would you know that, Mother?
Actually, Margaret, dear, I must agree with your mother.
What?
Well, getting lifeboats is a grand idea, but we all know there are far more people aboard than boats.
And?
And we need an edge. We can't just hope to be lucky. I have quite a repository of cash in my room. It might just mean the difference between a spot on a boat and a spot on the sea floor.
Oh, no, you don't.
And I need to retrieve my heart medication, or I could die either way.
What? You mean we have to go all the way down to steerage?
It isn't in steerage.
Well, where is it then?
In the hospital. They wouldn't let me carry it with me. Said I might blow myself up with it.
Blow
Nitroglycerin.
yourself up? What are you on about?
It's nitroglycerin. Can you believe modern medicine? The same stuff used in dynamite is the only thing keeping me alive.
Well, we don't have time to do both. We have to split up. I'll come with one of you.
Which one?
Okay, so first, for this first one, we're going to make choice 1. And then the next one, we'll go back to the save file and we'll make choice 2.
I'll come with you, Robert. Mother has a much better chance of getting into a lifeboat alone being a woman. Perhaps my presence will increase your odds.
That's likely true. So it's settled. Bye, Margaret. I love you.
I love you too, Mother. Get to a boat, quickly.
All right, we're in the final section. Oh, look at the ship. Damn. The ship is backwards, though. Look, that's the bow. Friggin', it's sinking. It sank from... That should be the stern up in the air, not the bow. Oh, boy. Graphics in this game are kind of cheesy, but I love it.
I'll wait out here, Robert. Don't be long.
Of course, this shouldn't take a second. Wait. What? Why? Why is the door to my cabin locked?
You didn't lock it?
No.
Maybe one of the staff closed it to prevent people coming back to their rooms.
That's brilliant. My only hope of survival lies behind that blasted door.
Calm down, Robert. I'll see what I can do.
One last puzzle. Helping Robert. If we were to do the other if we were to make the other choice, then we do the puzzle helping our mother. So. Okay. Now here's something that's actually taken straight out of the Titanic movie, which I really like, I appreciate. Roll the hose down, and then we use it to break open the axe door. We'll take that axe. Beautiful.
Nobody's answering. I think the staff locked all the doors once they were sure nobody was inside.
We'll just have to break it then. Or not.
Thomas!
Margaret, I mean, Mrs. Ashley, why aren't you in a boat yet?
I need to get into my husband's stateroom.
Good luck with that. They're locking all the doors as they clear people out. They don't want anyone going back after a trinket.
It's no trinket I'm after. Do you have the key to my husband's stateroom?
Me? No, I was in charge of staff rooms only. I have the key to the galley.
Can I have it?
Oh, well, I suppose so. Peckish, are you? Might be a good idea to grab a bite. Have to keep your energy up. Here you go.
Thank you, Thomas.
Don't take long, Mrs. Ashley.
I won't be a minute.
Key? What a sorry state the kitchen is in. It looks like a tornado's been through here.
Yeah, it almost has. Cleaver.
I think I'll hold on to this particular knife. It looks handy in a pinch. Now where did Robert get off to?
Break the door.
A tad unconventional, but you must admit it got the job done. This place is falling apart. That's the lockbox where Robert keeps his money. But without the key, I'll need to find another way to open it. I can't do that. I'd burn my entire arm.
Oh yeah, I gotta use a cleaver to cut a piece of the hose.
This knife will cut through just about anything. I'll just pocket the nozzle.
We'll take that nozzle back to the stateroom, put it here in this pipe.
The jet of water doused the fire.
Now we can take the poker.
Still a bit warm.
And use it to open this.
I was able to pry open the lockbox, but the forces thrown the banknotes all over the room.
Oh, let's find them then, shall we? Find 10 hidden banknotes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A wad of cash.
Robert, where have you been?
You disappeared. I thought you came back up here, but I couldn't find you anywhere. Did you find my money?
Yes, it was in your room.
Well, let's have it.
Here. It's all that was in there.
Excellent. This should do the trick.
Mrs. Ashley, there's a boat with a space that needs filling. You'd best step on over to the threshold.
What about my husband, Robert?
Women and children first, ma'am.
Don't you worry, Margie. Go on ahead. Young Thomas and I are going to have a little chat.
Are you sure, Robert?
I've talked my way out of worse. Don't give it another thought. Just stay warm.
I will. Please stay safe, Robert. I couldn't live without you.
Nor are you, my dear. Now get going. They won't hold that place for you forever.
Goodbye, Robert.
I'll see you soon, Mrs. Ashley.
Alright, welcome to good ending number 1. At least I'm pretty sure this is the good ending. I was nice. Pretty sure nice gets me.
As I looked back at Titanic, her bow pitched impossibly skyward, I reflected on the choices I'd made. Not just those of the past few days, but throughout all my years. This tragedy had taught me one fact beyond any other. I needed a powerful husband to lift me from my meager beginnings into something grander. It was all I wanted in life. If my mother truly wished for nothing but my happiness, she would respect my decisions. She would cease meddling in my marriage. Robert had our entire lives planned out, and if Titanic couldn't end those plans, neither could my mother. I loved her. I truly did. But she was part of my past. Robert was my future. After we arrived safely in America, I would insist she take the next steamer home. I had plenty of family in the New World. I had Robert, and I had my newly christened sisterhood, those who survived.
That's all that's left of the Titanic.
We lucky passengers aboard Titanic
Would
were
appear
forever
that
bound to
Duchamp
one
is,
another by
George's
those
mother,
harrowing hours
she's
at
George.
sea. I knew that if I ever happened upon any of them, even after many years had passed, something in their eyes would allow me to recognize them on sight. We all carried the burden of those who slipped beneath the freezing waves that night, under a canopy of stars and the dying light of a flickering distress flare. There, shivering in those lifeboats, our eyes transfixed by the horror before us, we were attending a mass funeral for those who were not yet dead. It was our lot to remember them to the rest of the world.
I love that the only people in the boats are the people we met throughout this game. They didn't bother animating or creating any other people for the boats. So there was like 10 people in those boats, maybe not even that. It's like there were 700 people that survived Titanic, and sadly 1,500 that perished. But yeah, in this they can only afford to animate 10, I guess. Okay. So that's the first good ending, and that's what happens when we choose to go with Robert. Now, we'll see what happens when we choose to go with our mother, and in turn, basically choose our mother. You know what I mean?
At last, I have you.
Is that real?
You don't, Margaret.
And just
Actually,
what?
well,
And
Oh no.
underneath what? It isn't. Well, where in the hospital?
blow your...
It's not. Well, which one?
Alright, now we'll choose to go with our mother.
I'll go with you, Mother. Robert is capable of taking care of himself. I'm not so sure you are.
That settles it, I suppose.
Don't mope, Robert. You'll be fine. Just act fast and get to a lifeboat.
And there's Titanic sinking from the bow again. I would love to know what the budget of this game was. Don't get me wrong, I still friggin' love this game, but even I can admit that... Oh, hang on.
Oh, these stairs. They're devilish.
No need to worry about that. It would appear we can't go any further.
Just as well. I needed a rest.
This gate is locked. I'll have to find a way through. Can you soldier on a bit?
I think I should stay here. I'm not feeling well.
Is it your pills?
Maybe. I'll just sit here. Wait for you. Remember, white round pills. Glass bottle. Label reads nitroglycerin.
Got it. I'll be as quick as I can.
Do what you need to, Margie. I'm not going anywhere.
Thomas!
Margaret! I mean, Mrs. Ashley, why aren't you in a boat yet?
There's something I need to find below deck first.
That won't be easy. They're locking all the doors as they clear people out. They don't want anyone going back after a trinket.
It's no trinket I'm after. It's my mother's heart medicine.
Well, make haste, Mrs. Ashley. Time is of the essence. I will do what I can to reserve you a spot.
Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, so we don't get anything from Thomas.
Ah, a mirror. No doubt accessible only by solving another one of Mr. Tavaloris's ridiculous puzzles. Well, I've had it up to here with the childish games. Time to try a more direct route.
We have a rowing seat.
The rowing machine won't work without the seat, but that hardly matters anymore. Whew! Even lifting the medicine ball those few inches was near impossible.
Damn!
I'm sorry, Dean, but it had to be done.
Yes, it did, because time is of the essence, isn't it?
These tunnels look like they go on forever. I'd best take care not to get lost.
Oh, shoot. No. I wanted to click on the note, not go. Because there's a note here.
A note? It reads, I've left myself to the fates. I didn't play it straight, and by all rights deserve what I get. Cryptic, but also quite disturbing.
One last message from Mr. Tavaloris to help us solve these tunnels. I've left myself to the fates. I didn't play it straight. And by all rights, deserve what I get. Left, straight, right. Simple.
No luck yet? Just as well. I'm not much up for walking.
Alright, time to unravel the hose and break it and get the axe again. That's the one thing that's the same with the two puzzles, is friggin' using the hose to break the glass with the axe inside.
If your property needs destroying, kindly contact Mrs. Margaret Ashley, Vandal at large. Never thought I'd be spending so much time in hospital at my age.
nitroglycerin pills. We did it.
At last, Mother's medicine. I'd best get it to her immediately. Here are your pills, Mother.
Thank you, Margie.
Now we have to get to the lifeboats as quickly as possible. Thomas, I believe we're ready to board a boat now.
Of course. Follow me, Mrs. Ashley.
No, please, see that my mother has a place first.
Of course, ma'am. Mrs.
Brown. It isn't Ashley. That much is certain. But it'll have to do.
Well, Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Ashley, I think I can find you both spots, if you'll kindly follow me.
Thomas, you haven't seen my husband, have you?
I can't say I have, ma'am, but please don't lose hope. Mr. Ashley is nothing if not resourceful.
And you'll find yourself a spot, won't you, Thomas?
I have my spot already, ma'am. Now, please, there isn't much time.
And here's good ending number 2. What happens if we choose our mother?
As I looked back at Titanic, her bow pitched impossibly skyward, I reflected on the choices I'd made. Not just those of the past few days, but throughout all my years. Was I so unsure of the merit in my own life that I would throw kin on the rails to avoid something so trivial as a turned-up nose, a dismissive glare, or whispered invective? Robert and I would have to have a long talk once we arrived safely in New York. He would have to understand. If he did not, my course would be clear. If I could survive Titanic, I could survive him. After all, this was America, where every rich child was born of poor parents. I wouldn't feel alone. Besides my mother, I had my newly christened sisterhood, those who survived. We lucky passengers aboard Titanic were forever bound to one another by those harrowing hours at sea. I knew that if I ever happened upon any of them, even after many years had passed, something in their eyes would allow me to recognize them on sight. We all carried the burden of those who slipped beneath the freezing waves that night, under a canopy of stars and the dying light of the flickering distress flare. There, shivering in those lifeboats, our eyes transfixed by the horror before us, we were attending a mass funeral for those who were not yet dead. It was our lot to remember them to the rest of the world.
Okay, so those were the good endings, and that was the nice playthrough. Join me next time when we will do the mean playthrough and get the 2 bad endings. Yeah, look forward to that. But in the meantime, guys, happy April 10th Titaniversary of Voyage, and I'll have another video ready, another playthrough ready for you guys on April 14th, the Titaniversary of the sinking. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this playthrough. I still, to this day, freaking love this game. I got it quite a while back. I don't even remember when it came out, but like I said, it was originally for PC, and then they ported it over to the Wii. So yeah, so when I heard there was a Titanic video game for the Wii, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get that for sure. So, but with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know in the comments what you thought of this game, share this video with your friends, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next live stream, and consider supporting me on Patreon. And until next time, guys, this is the Ultimate Frozen Fan, signing off. Peace.